Hi guys, welcome to Dragon's Cave. My name's Karen, and this is going to be part of the Creepy Christmas collaboration, which is being organised by Apryl at the Dragons and Dresses Craftsortium. Got this mould, which you can't actually tell what it is, but it's death, basically. Skeleton wearing a robe, carrying a scythe. Now I'm going to do this in aqua resin. Put that to the side. I've got my powder weighed out. I've got 250 grams and I have 75 grams of water here. Just going to raise this up a touch. Will make it easier, won't it? Okay, so grab my whisk, throw the water in and start mixing. I will probably fast forward through this for you. Well, the best thing about using eco powders is they're so fast to demold. Generally take it out of the mold in about 30 minutes to an hour. You goopy. This is a really good aqua resin. It's made by a company called Res Chimica. I buy it on Amazon. I'll try and remember to put a link down below for you. Excuse me. It dries beautifully white. It mixes very well, unless you're me, of course, because it is better, or so I'm told, to put the water in the bowl and then add the powder, which is probably right. But I only have one bowl, so I have to put the powder in that. Okay, we seem to be pretty much mixed in now. I can't see any lumps in there. You do only have 5 minutes mixing time, and me being a little on the slow side could be an issue there. Of course, you can't use heat or alcohol to get rid of the bubbles. So I'm basically going to throw that about halfway, very quickly squish, make sure there are no trapped or big trapped bubbles down there. There's going to be some small ones, obviously, simply by virtue of the way I've mixed it. I've mixed in a lot of bubbles because I was going too fast. But then we'll get this right up to the top. I mixed up far too much. So I'm going to pop this in another mold, and I will see you very soon for the demold. Bye. Okay, guys, so I decided that while that's setting, curing, whatever it is does, I'm going to make the skull part. Now, I have got a mold of a skull, and I made this one as a practice, but it's far too big for what I want. So I'm going to try to use just the front part of this little skull mold. And I'm going to try to do it with this clear UV clay, which I've never used before. So, cross your fingers. Okay, let's peel that off. And then just shut that down for 1 second. I don't want it curing. Now, from the videos I watched, I need to put some sort of barrier cream on my gloves to stop it sticking. Don't know if that's going to be enough, but we'll give it a go. So, oh, should have got a stick, shouldn't I? Why can I never find one when I need one? Okay, so this is actually quite thick. A lot thicker than I was expecting it to be. Okay, that stopped it sticking to my gloves. If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to think of something else, but this really does not want to come out of here. doesn't want to stick together now because I've got Vaseline all over it. So I've really messed that up, haven't I? Okay, let's try again. Close that back up. And next time, get a bigger lump. Oh, I don't know though. Might be okay. Just going to push this into the mold. Sorry, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but for me to get my thumb in there is blocking the whole thing, obviously. I think that is actually enough to do what I want. So I'm going to pop that lid back on there to stop it curing. I'm going to pop this under my UV light, and then we'll find out. Oh, hang on, I can see an air bubble under there. I don't want that. I can see another one there. This might not be deep enough for what I want, but I'm going to pop it under the light to see how it goes. If it doesn't work, I'll try it again. See you in a sec. Okay, it's out of the light now. It feels like it's cured. So I'm just going to try and pop it out of the mold. See how it went. I don't think I did this thick enough. I think I'm going to have to do another one. But do you know what? Actually, it's turned out pretty well. Oops, dropped him. Yeah, I got. Yeah, I think he's going to be okay actually for what I've got in mind. We'll need a bit of trimming down, obviously, because not quite even. But I am going to. I'll put it back under the light just to make sure it's fully cured. Yes, it's full of bubbles, but that doesn't really matter. I'm quite happy with the way that actually came out. So pop this back under to make sure it's fully cured, and I'll come back to you for the next stage. See you in a sec. Okay, he's set. Trimmed him down a little bit. Didn't need much of a trim. What I wanted to now is actually turn him white. I didn't want to mix a colour in with the UV clay because I'd never used it before, wasn't sure what I was doing. So I'm just going to use some UV and a bit of white mica powder to coat the back. See if I can do it properly this time without overdoing it on the powder. Here's my got a little micro brush that I've just taken the fluffy bit off to mix that together. This is slightly more opaque again than it should be, but because I've got the letterizing double-sided light, it should cure without too much of an issue. Just want to put a thin layer on the back here so that it looks white, obviously. Going to dab it around and then I'll spread it out. I'll probably do this in 2 or 3 layers because the layers need to be quite thin, but obviously also because of the shape of the skull, it's all going to run down a puddle. I hope you can see okay. I hope you can't hear next door's dogs howling the place down too. I think they've got some sort of separation anxiety. Every time the neighbours go out without the dogs, they just sit there and howl. Okay, so I'm going to give this a very quick zap. Or I would if I could figure out what I've done with my torch. There it is. Just to kind of hold it in place before I pop it under the light to fully cure. I'll do this in a couple of layers, as I said. I'm just going to get this cured enough to hold it in place so I can put more around the edges. And I will be back when this part is complete. See you in a sec. Okay, so it kind of worked, but I don't really like it. I don't know how well you can see that, too much light. So forgot to turn the camera on, but I did make another one, and this time I used a gold interference powder in the actual UV clay. So this has worked out much better, but you need some eyeballs. Now, I don't think I mentioned this, but this video is actually, or the idea behind the video is based on Terry Pratchett book, which is also a film, called The Hogfather. So basically, the Hogfather is the Discworld's version of Father Christmas, and he gets killed. Sad. And Death takes over as Father Christmas. So, Death actually has, in the book, bright blue eyes. So I didn't have any blue rhinestones. So I just need to pop a bit of UV in there into the sockets. Because what I have done is I had some normal rhinestones and I've painted the backs blue. So I'm hoping they will work in here if I can pick them up and get them in the right way around. There you go. Pick it up, drop it immediately. There you go. I painted the back with some blue acrylic paint. Try and get that in there as well. See if I can point them the right way so he doesn't look so cross-eyed. That one's gone in-ish, okay. But this one is wonky. I'm going to try and move him around. No, come on out. Get one without a blob on the end to try and move that. We don't want a cross-eyed Death, do we? Looks like we're going to have a cross-eyed Death because one eye is sitting perfectly and the other one just does not want to go in there the right way. No, come on out. Right out. The bottom end of the eye in first. Maybe that will look better. Strangely, the sockets are different sizes. That's better. Back under the UV light he goes, and I will see you for the next stage. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, this is ready to come out of the mould now, and generally they come out pretty easily from these squishy moulds. That's everything. Yeah, he's done pretty well. Yeah, we got a few bubbles here and a couple of small ones there, but that's absolutely fine. So now one in the side as well. I'll have to try and fix that. So yeah. What was I saying? Yes. Okay. I need to leave this at least 24 hours, probably more, before I can paint it. So when it's dry and sealed, I'll come back and we'll be ready for the next part. See you in a bit. Hey guys, this is ready now. I patched up the air bubbles with some air dry clay. So we're going to start with the cloak. And we're going again with the dark red, which just splattered everywhere. Start. Sorry. Yeah, so much like our Father Christmas, the Hogfather wears a red cloak with a white trim. Trying to keep this in shot. I'm not doing a very good job, am I? This will need 2 coats. I just remembered I haven't actually sealed this because I'm an idiot. So it will have to be sealed after it's painted. Really irritating long hair on there. Let me just bring that up here so I can see it. Trim that off. So yeah, as I said, the cloak is red with a white trim. I'm kind of dithering about the scythe because obviously it should be silver, and I'm kind of wondering whether to go silver or just go with the grey on that. The paint is soaking in because I forgot to seal it first. Got a bit carried away. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this looks when it's finished. And I'm going to paint the whole thing and then seal it afterwards. Because it's a bit too late to stop now. There's still a few air bubbles under here. I did fill most of them with the clay. I didn't get them all. But 2 coats of paint should deal with that quite nicely. Hopefully, she says. Very nice deep red anyway, so even though it's soaking in, it's still retaining the colour. I'm going to have to move this away from the work area to get the detail right up into the edges there and get it all neat and tidy. So, getting there. It's looking pretty good. Trying to make sure I don't do that. Grab hold of the wet bits, which I very clearly just did. I'm trying to make sure that what I'm painting is cloak and not actually bones. Actually, the paint seems to be going on better than the Father Christmases I did. Soaking in nicely, and it's not leaving so many brush strokes. I'm not much of a painter, but it's doing a pretty good job. Trying to keep this in shot as best I can. While not making too much of a mess. Okay, so I'm going to get into the little awkward bits. I'll get a smaller brush to do that. And I will come back to you when we're ready for the next bit. See you in a while. Okay. Hi guys, finally on the home stretch. The last bit to do now is to get...
Is that okay?
That's perfect, thank you, yes.
How many do you want?
A dozen or so. Thank you. Okay, sorry about that. So basically I need to get his face in, and because of the shape of it, the only thing that's really going to work is hot glue, I think. I've got, that was my son-in-law in the background. Got my daughter cutting up ribbon for me to put in a frog. I really do need a do not disturb on this door, or at least a check first, whatever. It's fine. I'm sure you didn't mind hearing his voice in the background. Okay, so let me see if I've put enough glue in that. Probably not. Yes, it is sticking, but probably not enough, is it? No. Oh, I'm making a mess. Terrible, terrible mess. And it's so cold here in my garage that things are not working. And I've just run out of glue in my glue gun. No! Okay. I'll get this done off camera because my battery's about to go flat, and I will see you. I won't see you. I will get some photos for you at the end. Don't forget, check out the playlist for the Creepy Christmas. There's going to be some amazing stuff in there. Probably better than I'm doing at the moment. Okay, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.